Hey, what's up everybody? This is AJ coming to you from the Thwip side, and today I wanted to look at the Spider-Man Vintage Retro Collection Mysterio. As you can see, I already have them out of the package, so let's just get right into it. First off, I want to say there's some good and bad and ugly with this guy. First, the good. We'll start by with his accessories, and he comes with these two like magic illusion smoke effects. As you can see, it's in translucent green plastic, which is really cool. And it's like a mixture of what looks like supposed to be smoke and tentacles, or just tentacles. I think it's smoke and tentacles. You have that one and that one, but they came out really nice. As you saw in the beginning, I had them clipped to his feet, but you can finagle them and mix them and match and put them on his arms as well. I just like him better on his feet. Continuing on with the good, it's the figure, how he's presented. I love it. The color, the paint, all the detail, the body's all sculpted, all these checkered patterns, and it just came out really nice. The gold on the gauntlets, you got some detail in there. Just an outstanding job. A lot better paint scheme, I think, than the original one. I did not pick that one up. But yeah, they knocked it out of the park with how he looks. You got a nice pearlescent helmet. And inside the cape, all this detail and markings. The cape sculpt is really nice as well. Just an overall really nice looking figure. And now for the bad. And the bad for me is all about the helmet and the cape assembly. This is all one piece connected to the cape, the helmet. So there's no articulation, you can't turn it or anything. That in itself is kind of crappy, but what really bugs me is the cape itself. See here, it doesn't sit flat on his shoulders and it leaves this ugly gap. And you can't, no matter what you do, you can't get it to sit. Like profile, like yeah, that's really irritating to me. It plugs in the back here, like a lot of Marvel Legends capes, but yeah, it pushes it up high, and that's really bothering me. And speaking of the cape, that's what brings us to the ugly, and that all stems from QC issues. Right out of the package, there's paint missing here, some paint here. I've got this weird, it looks like extra plastic, leaving that mark, and then this big, like, it's like gouged into the plastic, this line here. And out of the package, I flipped the figure around, checking them out, and that really disappointed me. It really bugs me. The paint a little bit, but more so the gouges. I mean, I guess all of it together, it just really disappointed me. But yeah, that's the ugly. Very, very frustrating. Because of the lack of articulation in the helmet, I popped it off, the cape and the helmet off, to go over the articulation. And as you can see, he comes with this really nice translucent green head. Matches the effects. I thought that looked pretty cool. But yeah, with the cape, it's just too loosey-goosey and it just gets in the way, so I'm going to do the articulation without it. So speaking of the head, with the helmet off, you can push it back that far, down all the way, swivels, head tilt. It's a shame because that's a lot of nice articulation that gets buried underneath the helmet, but that's the character. His arms go up that far, outward that far I should say. Rotate around. Double jointed elbows that go pretty far, hindered a little bit by the gauntlet. And you got wrist swivel and hinge side to side. It's a little tight. He will crunch very far, as you can see. Very far forward, very far back. Waist swivel. Legs go out that far. Thigh cut. Double jointed elbows that go almost all the way. Boot rotation. His ankles only go up a little bit. Gauntlet blocks it, but they go really far back. And you got the rocking motion. And here he is next to the Spider-Man Far From Home movie Mysterio. Another excellent figure. Love how he looks too. And speaking of which, I really wanted to show you because I wish for this figure they would have implemented what they did with this figure. How the cape and the helmet are separate pieces, so you get movement and some tilt. And I just think it would have been much better if they went that way with the retro collection Mysterio. I know this is a re-release, and looks wise, aesthetically wise, he's a much nicer figure than the original release, but I think that's an opportunity to fix this gripe. I went back and saw all the reviews of the original. Like I said, I didn't have it, and those gripes were there too, of course. So I just really wish they just used this cape and this helmet on that figure. I think it would have done a lot for the figure. And here he is with what I'm calling Team Green. We have the Demo Goblin Wave Vulture, the Retro Electro. I believe this came out with the Molten Man Build-A-Figure, same as the movie Mysterio, Scorpion, and the Retro Hobgoblin. So bottom line is, even though there are some frustrations and some disappointments, he's still a really nice looking figure. He's got some limitations in posability due to the cape, some ugliness in the gappage due to the cape, but he's going to go on my shelf. I'll just finagle it so I don't see it as much. If you already have this figure, I would pick him up again if you can, because he looks much better in the paint detail and everything. So yeah, some frustrations, the QC issues. Hopefully no one else runs across that, because that really bugged me. But good figure, much needed figure for me. As I said, I didn't have him from the first release. So yeah, he's going to go on my shelf, and I'll have to get over my gripes. So tell me what you think and comment below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, share, hit that notification bell. And I'll see you again on the Thwip side.